AskReddit by traditional arm 6114. What made you realize you are not young anymore? Having to scroll for my birth year to show up. Gotta spin that like it's the wheel of fortune. When I started acting like my parents and want to stay home then rather going to parties. Feel excited for decorating or cleaning my house. You'll probably feel old going to them. Drinking, arguing, shouting, naive conversations. I've been out of high school for about as long as current teenagers have been alive. I remember going to a Best Buy many years ago and the guy ringing the order up looked at my license and said, "Holy shit, you were born the year I graduated from high school." I considered myself relatively young until just this moment. I now get where he was coming from. My knees crack when I get up. Also, I do that weird dad groan while doing it. As someone said on the internet, I used to have a left and a right knee. Now I have a good and a bad one. When a song from my youth plays on the radio and the DJ calls it a classic or an oldie. Yeah, I hate this. One of the early albums I bought with my own money and on CD was Weezer's Blue Album. It came out 30 years ago now. I hate this fact. Also, it's still amazing. My 80th birthday was a clue. You're really 80? Coming home from wherever work would send me and trying to hang out with friends. Realizing we had nothing in common anymore beyond the memories. Edit never had a comment get this many votes. Thanks guys. You guys still have friends? I call these moments coffin nails. 1. The first was when I worked at a record store and when chatting with the customer, said customer's kid asked what's Atari? 2. Later, a friend of mine worked with teens. One of those teens asked me if I was a skater back in the day, making me realize my youth was in fact back in the day to some people. 3. Hearing music I loved as a teen young adult on classic radio stations. 1. Also being mocked for listening to radio. 4. A couple years ago, I found out I was the same age as a co-worker's mother. 5. As of last year, 2 of my brother's 3 kids are old enough to drink. 6. Just now realizing I'm the same age now as Wilford Brimley was in Cocoon. It just keeps coming. D. Deleted. Got out of shower. Sat on bed to put clothes on. Sat on my balls. Fuck it. I had a good run. Hand me my cane. This is not a problem I will ever have. Thank you for the out-of-body experience. When I had to ask, what the fuck is a is? It's mojo, basically. My son was watching Austin Powers 2, where his mojo gets stolen and he asked what mojo means and it was fairly easily explainable as riz. When kitchen gadgets excite you. Don't take the joy out of my pasta maker add-on to my KitchenAid. Waking up with back neck pain cause I slept in the wrong position. Too relatable, neck pain. The moment I started considering 9 PM as late and got excited about buying a new type of vacuum cleaner. But seriously, getting a new vacuum can be such a game changer. Hangovers are longer and heavier, lol. Just wait until it leaves you depressed for days, shame overs. For me, it's when celebrities pass away. I'm always like, no way. They've been around since I was, oh no. The math is the worst part. When buying alcohol at a supermarket someone asked me for ID, and it made me laugh out loud. Also made my day. I was 42. Spelling laugh out of loud. The oldest station was playing songs and I remember when they were released. I feel this. The grocery store plays my jams now. I feel guilty for wasting time now. There's a haircut that Gen Z Alpha have that pisses me off. I hate that I now get upset by a haircut. I don't want to be old. Broccoli top. I turned on the Grammy Awards and I had no clue who the majority of performers were. Years ago I knew all of them. Asked out a cute girl. At the date, she asked me how old I was. When I told her, she said yeah, that's a problem. In my defense, I did not realize she was as young as she was. Apparently I don't look my age either. At least she was honest with you and you with her. For me, it was moving cities. I was in a sleepier part of the country that had an older population, so I didn't feel my age. Moved to where I am now, where there is a lot more younger people, and I now feel old. When I started getting a little bit of grey around my temples and in my beard. When those "you must have been born before today's date 21 years to legally purchase alcohol" signs started displaying dates after my high school graduation. And when I started waking up with random aches, despite not having injured myself recently. The grey white in the beard hit me like a truck. Young people piss me off and I'm not even 30. 28 here. I feel the same way. Hitting my mid-50s and realizing that I was broke and would be working the rest of my life just to survive. I laugh when people talk about retirement and retirement rights. I'll be happy if I have enough to pay for my cremation without being a burden on the living.